Hey, remember when everybody loved Star Wars and then it just went. So here we are with the first movie in, I think, what, 7 years, and it's based on a TV series. And there's a lot of people predicting this is going to be the lowest box office opening for a Star Wars movie. Now they're kind of changing the prediction. I think they said between 70 to 100 million, somewhere in that ballpark, which is nowhere near the over 200 million of the last trilogy, their opening weekends. But if you remember, I think a lot of people hated the last trilogy, especially the last one. I think it really disappointed most of the Star Wars fans. I think The Force Awakens had the feel of the original, although it was cut and paste episode 4. Okay, I think we can agree on that. Now we're coming after like a 7-year gap between movies, which is a lot. It was an eternity when it comes to a franchise. And they're coming out with basically an extension of a TV series, The Mandalorian. Now, am I worried about the box office? No. And Disney isn't either. Let me tell you why. The whole point of this movie, it's kind of like the Superman and bringing the Russo brothers back for Marvel. It's all to change perception. James Gunn came in to change the perception of that DC movies don't suck. The Russos are coming back to get people excited about Marvel movies again. What are you going to do? What was the biggest thing on Star Wars TV? Baby Yoda. Everybody loved Baby Yoda. The Mandalorian was a hit. The first 2 seasons were pretty good. I thought the first 2 were pretty good. The third one, sloppy writing on a lot of stuff, ended off at a low point. So again, it's not, is it the first choice? I would have taken the one that Ryan Gosling is doing, but I think they want to make sure that that does well. So the whole point of this movie to come out, and it's not to make $1 billion. It's to change people's perception of a Star Wars movie in the theater. It's so that people come out and say, I was entertained. I'm not saying it's better than the original trilogy. I'm not saying it's better than Andor, but I was entertained. I came out, I got my money's worth, or you know what? I had a fun time at the movies at a Star Wars movie. That's what they wanted, that as opposed to going, Star Wars sucks. And that's the whole point of this movie. Can they do it? Yeah, I think with Favreau on board. Look what Favreau did with Iron Man. He started the Marvel thing. He started it. He started it. Took, Robert Downey Jr., who was down and out. Nobody expected this movie to do any good. And it started the MCU. And then he came in and did The Mandalorian. He directed a few episodes as part of his pet project. And it was the biggest thing for a while. And everybody and their dog loved Baby Yoda. Even I have a Baby Yoda somewhere here in my room. So what else are they going to do? They're going to put on a new project that nobody knows about? No, they're going to take something that was liked by the Star Wars fans and they're going to put it on the big screen. Hopefully this is, with Favreau, I'm kind of sure I'll be entertained. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's going to be better than Empire Strikes Back. No. Will I be entertained? Yeah, I'm sure. And that's the whole point. So when people say, hey, I went to see a Star Wars movie, people go, oh no, they sucked. And you go, no, you know what? This one was entertaining. Then when the next one comes out, more people will go because they know. It's like Superman that they did now with Corn Sweat and James Gunn. The next movie is going to do much better because this one was good or well received. It's setting a foundation, changing perception. And that's the whole point of this. Change perception of what Star Wars is in the theater, as opposed to a debacle. People will go, oh, it's entertained. And that's the whole point. Disney is not expecting this to make $1 billion. Not even $500 million. I think if this makes 350, they'll be happy. And I'll be happy too. All I want is that people like Star Wars again. I want to like Star Wars again. And this, I think, is not exactly the best route, but it's a logical step for them to do. I understand what they're doing. They're taking what people like, put on the big screen, change the perception. And that's all it is. It's not for box office. They know this is not going to make money. They know. They know 100%. Unless Favreau has pulled some magic beyond where, has used the Force and has created the greatest Star Wars movie since the original, then we might be in for a surprise. Are we? I don't see this making $1 billion. I see this 350, 400 mil. Because you're dealing with a franchise that was only a TV base. It's not Star Wars, not the movie going public. So you're already limiting, and already people are kind of getting fed up of Pedro Pascal. So we'll see. I'm gonna say 350 to 400 million, maybe 500 million tops if it's really really good. But I think right now there's so many people that say I'm not going to the theater to see it. I'm waiting till it comes to Disney Plus because of the last three. But again, all they got to do, like I said, is change perception of what Star Wars is as a movie going experience, and that's the whole point of this. No one is expecting this to make money, so don't worry about it. I'm not worried. They're not worried about it. They just want to make a good movie that makes people come back to see Star Wars in the theaters. And that's the whole point of it. And that's my take on it. You let me know what you think. You're going to go see this movie. You're going to wait for Disney Plus, which is fair. Let me know. Share your thoughts. And if you can, hit the like button, subscribe. And may the force be with you. Seeing you in the future, guys.